Hey, good afternoon, everybody. How you doing here? Wow, we got a beautiful 55-degree day. People selling fruit drinks. People are actually walking down the sidewalk. Look, the city comes alive. Here we got February the 27th, Friday. Happy Friday, 2026. We got street vendors, motorcycles, people riding motorcycles in February in Chicago. Hey, I hope you're doing well here. Let me turn on the comments. So hey, yeah, we got all the street vendors are out here, and hope you're having a good day. We'll just check out the bean. We saw the bean this morning on TikTok. I lost my cool because I was dealing with frustrations of TikTok. It only took me like an hour for me to go back to TikTok for me to realize how frustrating it is for me to be a creator on that platform, but we're still gonna, we found some solutions. We learn stuff every time, so we'll find a way to muddle through. Thanks for tuning in here. This is YouTube. We're in Chicago. This is Michigan Avenue, and hey, we got 12:05 in the PM. Chris, thanks for tuning in there. Just in case, Wayne, Aisha, how you tuning in there? Grandma's Corner, missed everybody here. Prince, yeah. David, yeah, Grandma's Corner, thanks for being in. Yeah, I gave it a try on TikTok this morning. It was nice, and halfway through it, I realized I was still in super fan-only chat. Here's the tea. So there's TikToks about this. You can get on here, see all the people drinking the tea. This drives, I guess, throughout downtown Chicago to go Michigan Avenue. And here, look at the crowd. So here, let's look at the crowds on Michigan Avenue. It's nice to see people. Again, we got February 27th, did I say it right? February the 27th, 2026. I get my 26th and 27th mixed up here. Here we're crossing Randolph Street, and hey, the Prudential Building's there. We cross Blue Shield. Let's head to the Bean, and then let's go check out Maggie Daily ice skating ribbon while it's still. Let's see if it's still functional. If the ice is still working. They already drained the Millennium Park ice skating rink. Hey, One Gold Nubian, thanks for coming on. Appreciate it. Thanks for all your help and everybody else there in dealing with my unnecessary TikTok drama. I know I do it to myself. It's all I got to maintain control. But hey, keeps it real. Oh, before I forget, I know a lot of you might know Keys Carter. He was Big Glacier Keys. He's a local Chicago content creator from the Inglewood and Chatham area, but he covers the entire Chicago. And I have sad news. He divulged that his father recently passed away. So please, if you know Keys Carter there, I gave him my condolences, and I think he has a GoFundMe there. You can check it out. But just if you follow him and his content, he's the guy that says well, you see, he has a lot of he does really well with he actually teaches classes about how to be a content creator for TikTok. As we were talking about Keys Carter, and he's the guy that says this is what real Chicago food looks like, and he says other things. He's got these good taglines and knows how to use social media. So if you know Keys Carter, drop him a line. His father passed away, and that segues into I posted the clip of Ernie and I standing in line. Of course, I did not post any of the inside because that would be rude to we stood in line for the wake of the funeral for Reverend Jesse Jackson there at the Rainbow Push Coalition. I saw on the news, and Ernie showed me later tonight, we knew those lines were going to get longer. The lines wrapped blocks up and down Drexel. We got there at a very fortunate time because we waited like 5 minutes and went right in and got to shake the hand of the family of Jesse Jackson and pay our last respects. Very moving, emotional. A portrait of Dr. King was behind Reverend Jesse Jackson there. It was an open casket with a glass barrier. And here's the Great Bean of Chicago. Keys Carter. Yeah, you CJ's mom, you thought of Keys Carter. Yeah, Keys Carter's been to the Japanese Garden. He covers all of Chicago, but he covers the South Side much better than I do because he's from the South Side, a true South Side Chicagoan, just like Malik the firefighter. And I think Nia, I know Ernie's a true South Sider. Of course, he has Roots and Pilsen on the west side, but Ernie lives on the south side. And some of our other friends, I don't know, J City Walking Girl has deep roots in the south side of Chicago. Unlike me, my deep roots are in Indiana, the country of Indiana. So I'm a farm boy living here in the city on the north side. But here's the Bean of Chicago. Here's the Great Bean of Chicago, and look at all the people. Hey, a 55-degree day. Look how many people come out here. We were here this morning. They hosed down the whole plaza. It was, hey, I like that. That's very nice. I like that outfit there. That's very nice. I got to get a picture of that shirt. Yeah, TJ's mom, you thought about Keith Carter. Yeah, so you know Keith Carter. Yeah, his father just passed away. I didn't realize that. I saw it this morning. So that kind of puts things in perspective. So all the stupid things I yell and complain about don't mean a hill of beans in the whole scheme of things. Jesse Jackson, Keith Carter, and there's some other people that are dealing with, well, Ernesto, his family's still dealing with what happened in Minnesota there. So here's Millennium Park, 55 degrees. Feels like 60. It's supposed to get up to 60. So we'll have 3 60-degree days in Chicago in February. Very rare occurrence. There was 2 before we went to New Orleans. Then it got cold. Now it's warm. And we all got spring fever, even though it's not even March. Look at everybody sitting here. Hey, Jessica. Yeah. Yeah, it's another world. Thanks, Leon. Everybody else, Luna Star. So we'll create a plan moving forward. I'm thinking generally, I got to split my content more. I can't. I'm posting too much to YouTube. It's. I don't expect anybody. The volume of content that we got from New Orleans and with just Ernie and I did yesterday on the south side of Chicago. I'm going to work all weekend on cutting out clips. We saw so much stuff besides Jesse Jackson's funeral, the Obama Center. I want to cut out all that. And there'll be a rerun coming to you soon if you missed it, because not many people saw the content, and that's why I have to spread my content on multiple platforms. Otherwise, no one will see it. The algorithm just won't push it because they'll think I'm flooding, just trying to monetize. That's not why I'm doing it. I think they don't realize like when I was talking to YouTube Help, they didn't realize I was a live streamer. They were like, "Well, fix your Wi-Fi connection." I'm like, "I'm walking in the street. You know, I have to rely on cell towers." They're like, "What?" I'm like, you don't realize there's this whole genre of people that, you know, we walk around outside and we try to use your platform to show off cities. And they were just confused because they think everything's this. Everything's like viral dances and people filming from their basement. But hey, we get out in the streets. We go hit the pavement here. So, hey, welcome to Chicago. Welcome to Millennium Park. It seems like I'm repetitive. People keep joining in. So people are like, where are we at? We're going to head across the BP Bridge. Maybe we'll see. Here's the, hey, let's go up to the Nichols Bridgeway here. Let's show what the view looks like when these trees don't have leaves on them. I won't go inside the Art Institute because they don't like, they might kick me off of this bridge. We'll see how far I can make it up this bridge before some Art Institute security tells me to stop. Here's the Nichols Bridgeway. Free admission. Well, there are some days where you can get into the museum free. You got to check online if you're an Illinois resident. Hey, Sabrina there. Sabrina Suburban Garden there, Pete. How you doing? Pizza Lisa, yeah, how you doing? Good time. Thanks for tuning in. Hey, thanks for sending this nice weather our way. I heard Julie Reed said it was 85 degrees in the Fort Worth area yesterday. And it was 99 or 101 degrees in Laredo, Texas in February. 101 degrees in Laredo, Texas. And people are like, you know, every time it snows, people are like, oh, global warming's a myth. I'm like, what about 101 degrees in February in Laredo? I'm sure that happens all the time. There's the Sears Tower. Here's some of the Loop skyline. If you just, this heads up to the Art Institute Chicago. And there's nice views. South Loop. We'll head over Monroe Street, Monroe and Michigan Avenue. Texas is always hot. Yeah, Luna Star, how you doing? Aisha, that's good. So Aisha, what's happening is I talked with YouTube, and YouTube basically told me, two different people, I talked with real people on YouTube, they basically told me I'm posting too much content on YouTube because of our New Orleans trip, and they told me to post less content and the algorithm will work better. And so I'm gonna go back to splitting my live streaming between TikTok and YouTube. I'm not abandoning YouTube because I know you and 1.4 billion people in India can't access TikTok. And I don't know, maybe that'll change, hopefully eventually, since the new ownership, but we'll see. And I'm not holding my breath, but I post reruns from TikTok to YouTube, and I post reruns from YouTube to TikTok. So hopefully if it's something important, like I posted a rerun of Ernie and I waiting in line at Reverend Jesse Jackson's funeral there, and I posted it both on YouTube and TikTok. But you can see that because the full rerun's on YouTube from yesterday. Hey, people are on the roof deck. People are on the roof deck. That's the Chicago Athletic Association Hotel. Look at that beautiful facade. And we got a 55 to 60 degree day here, late February, blue skies, bright sunshine. Get out there, enjoy it. Let's go over to the lake. Let's go check out the lake. We'll go over to the Maggie Daly ice skating ribbon. We'll see if people are ice skating in shorts. Yeah. 54, Hazlet, Michigan. Not too bad, see? Thanks, Aisha. Thanks for understanding. So, appreciate it and hope you're doing well, your new job, and everybody else here. Life Psychology, hello. Yeah, beautiful sky. See, good weather puts everybody in a good mood. Yeah. Yeah, this bridge is accessible to the public. So sometimes, okay, so the Art Institute's closed Tuesday and Wednesdays because they got a strong union for the Art Institute, the people that work, the guards, the security guards, they're in a union. And so their weekend, the weekend is Tuesday and Wednesday for their Art Institute. So it's open Wednesdays through Monday unless they change their hours. So if you come here Tuesday and Wednesday, there'll be a gate here and you can't go up here. And so that used to freak me out too. I was like, why is it closed? But it's because when the Art Institute's closed, they'll close because technically the Art Institute owns this. I don't know how they can own something over top of a public park, but Art Institute has a huge endowment, and I guess they have powerful political connections. Imagine this city. Hey, people in shorts here. February the 27th, 2026. That was Chris in New Orleans. New job, getting better. Good. Hey, I'm glad to hear it. It's getting better and better. Yeah, very nice. Good. Thanks, Life Psychology. Appreciate it. So, yeah, let's check out the. Okay, so there's still construction going on. This is the Pritzker Band Shell, Frank Geary. Let's walk through the Lurie Gardens here. We'll check it out. Yeah, we'll head through here. So here, 2 weeks, let's see. Organizations, Monday, yeah. Your sister misses downtown Chicago. Hey, that's good. We'll come, the weather's starting to get, I know we're gonna pay for this. There's some big blizzard or snowstorm still lurking on the horizon. It's gonna cool down. It'll be, wait till Sunday when Ernie and I are filming the Polar Plunge. It'll be 20 degrees. And snow on the ground here, but we'll enjoy today. We won't think about today. Here's Lurie Gardens in wintertime. All these plants will spring forth here. In a few months, we'll come back here. Maybe we just show the skyline here. There's Sears Tower. Loop skyline. See, you can sit in the hedge there. Art Institute, Chicago. Yeah, I don't know. CJ's mom, I know I saw, like, earlier in the week, I saw some snow in the forecast, but then I don't know if it's going to get cold enough. And we'll see. I'm hoping not. It's just going to be colder than today. It's going to go back to feeling like wintertime and gloomy, probably. Usually you get to March and April, and then it's just like you're in the gloom. Waiting for spring. Waiting for Guffman. Waiting for Godot. Hey, thanks for falling in love with the city. Well, hey, you've seen enough of it virtually. That's why this has value. And I appreciate that, yeah. So, you never know. check it out in person someday. So they got this blocked off because of the construction. We'll go across the BP bridge. Everything's corporately branded here. Contributed money. But hey, what a nice day. 12:19, 55 degrees, Chicago, Illinois. We went by the Bean. There's the blue skyline. We'll head across this undulating footpath. And we'll see if people are still ice skating. I see people on it. So hey, we'll go to the Maggie Daily ice skating ribbon. We do this often. And look at all the people at the Bean. There's that Bean footage. Yeah, I know. There's a lot of potholes. We see cars falling in potholes. You got potholes in the alleys. I know. If you need to know how the world works, all you need to do is watch the arrest video of that jerk McMahon that runs the WWE. The video from the police, he was going over 100 miles an hour, and they weren't pulling him over because I think they knew who he was. Like, they ran his plates and they were like, oh, this is a billionaire that connected to Trump. And they were probably, and so they treated him with the nicest, most respect. He hit a car, and did they pull him out of the car, slam him to the ground? No, they acted like he was the boss of the police. Isn't that amazing? And see, this is the period we're living in, where people are it's a righteous populist anger. So all we need is the poor people on the right to unite with the poor people on the left, and we can have a true populist uprising. But the rich billionaires are so good at dividing the poor people. They'll get people divided over race or some other distraction, and they'll just collect all the money and buy the elections. So here we'll keep on going here. Yeah, we'll get some ice skating. Yeah, good day for ice cream. Yeah, see, they're playing putt-putt golf. This is the putt-putt. What they're doing is they're getting it ready. The green AstroTurf putting greens. They're cleaning them up after all the snow and salt. You see, we're heading across the pedestrian bridge that goes between Millennium Park and Maggie Daily ice skating ribbon. And I see people skating. Yeah, let's check it out. Christy, how you doing there? Yeah, the rain, isn't that nice? You can get a feel for a city. And even, so now we can add to New Orleans to that. We live streamed to New Orleans. I showed you how to take a streetcar. In New Orleans, and we went to Cincinnati. We went to Houston, Texas. Went to Galveston, Texas. But mostly I streamed from Chicago. And we got so much video from yesterday when we went down to the Reverend Jesse Jackson's funeral in Kenwood on the south side. We saw some other stuff there, so there's some more reruns coming to your way there. And check out Ernesto Chicago Nuggies. He's going to be filming the Chicago Fire home opener at Soldier Field tomorrow. The soccer season starts, professional soccer team. And yeah, what's going on? Yeah, Lorraine. Jen's ice cream. Yeah, Jenny's ice cream. You got it. They're all over the place. I think Pizza Lisa, yeah, but people help me out to that ice cream. I appreciate it. Here we go. We'll go around to Maggie Daily ice skating ribbon. So the geese are here, 55 degrees. It feels like 60. Look, I'm not even wearing. I took off my knit cap. It messed up my hair this morning, and no gloves, no coat. It's great. I could unzip the sweatshirt. It's so warm. People are in shorts. Be a true Chicagoan wearing shorts and a tank top. Yeah, it's good to hear. Yeah, did you see that? You saw that. Yeah, I'm glad you saw that video. And that's what it is. It's just whether you're on the right or the left, no one wants other people to be held to a different standard. How can we have equality when the wealthy have always been treated differently? Because wealth is power, wealth is privilege, wealth is entitlement, and we live in a culture that celebrates wealth. If you don't think it, the President of the United States sits in his opulent wealth, and part of is he's going to make everybody wealthy, right? Yeah, right. So everybody can we all be treated like billionaires? Can we all stay in the luxury suites, and have servants. Here's the Maggie Daly ice skating ribbon here. So you can see people putting on their skates. You go to the Rink Cafe there, get your food and drinks. You got picnic tables here. So Chicago, Illinois, United States of America, planet Earth. We're in we're next to Millennium Park. We're in Maggie Daly ice skating ribbon here, part of Grant Park, Chicago, and that's the skyscrapers along Randolph Street. And we'll head around here. What a nice day to go ice skating. Almost 60 degrees in February. They're piping in the music. I bet it's really slick on there. There's people ice skating here. Yeah, it's very nice. Dolores, how you doing? Ice looks good. Yeah, look at it. Yeah, hit the thumbs up. So yeah, if you like this content, hit the thumbs up. So, Piece of Lisa, here's the other reason I need to start dividing my content between YouTube and TikTok. If we don't get to 100 likes, it seems like there's a 100 like threshold on YouTube for them to push the content so other people can discover it. The positive is, and I was talking to Chris about this, we get less trolls because I'm just getting my own audience here. Once we get above 100 likes, then it starts feeding people that don't like Chicago, just because, you know, they might like, I hate Chicago, and they'll feed my content. And then we get all these trolls. And Chris noticed, you know, like when I would start talking about politics and we get all these trolls, it's because we already had over 100 likes, you know, and that's when it starts pushing it. So I'm figuring out how to use YouTube. And so when we went to New Orleans, all that, I would stream for 2 hours in New Orleans and we wouldn't get over 100 likes because people it wasn't Chicago and they might not have liked New Orleans, or they might not have liked the parks, or it was boring seeing me and Chris walk around the live oak trees. And so we never got to 100 likes. And so a lot of only like 400 people saw those videos. 400 people. We all that beautiful stuff. Hardly anybody, because it didn't push the content, because it didn't know how to monetize it. See, that's it. Things have no value unless you can monetize it. What kind of culture is this? You know, I reject that. A lot of things have value that you can't monetize, like love. Here's can't buy me love, right? But here it is. Here's the Maggie Daly ice skating ribbon here. We got, yeah, look, they're skating there. Look at that, very nice. So here, let's keep going here. So they got coffee, they got drinks here. You go to the Free William. Yeah, how you doing? And hey, people. They monetize that though. Yeah, they monetize. I know. How you doing? I'm complaining about it. I know this is. I'm trying not to be annoying. I appreciate it. Thank you, sir. So here we'll keep going here. I think he was making fun of me, which is good, and I deserve that. So I'm a horrible live streamer. I deserve to be shot. Here's maybe he was the guy that was yelling at me in the street. Here's the Maggie Daly ice skating ribbon. How you doing? Yeah. Hey, real-time feedback. Yeah, the ice is getting soft. Look at that. Well, Lisa, they had to drain the main ice skating rink at Millennium Park there because it got all messed up when we kept heating up and cooling down, and so it got all messed up. Look at this nice view we get. Get this amazing view to the Sears Tower here at the Maggie Daly ice skating ribbon, Chicago, Illinois, United States of America. YouTube throws me out into a live and a rerun. Well, blame fucking YouTube. I appreciate it. What am I going to do about it? I appreciate it, K2D2. I appreciate it. Thanks for letting me know my frustrations. I'm about to give up live streaming because both, excuse me, sorry for I cursing. I know you're just giving me feedback. I appreciate it. Thanks, K2DQ. I like you. Please don't delete my account. I'm so frustrated. I'm very frustrated because, you know, it's just, it never ends, you know, like, yeah, anyway, we'll get off of this. I just don't have the right temperament for live streaming. I apologize. I'm a flawed person here. Thanks for tuning in. Here's Chicago. Here, I'll give you a nice view. Yeah. Yeah, you're in the show. Yeah, we see your comments. So what happens is I use Streamlabs, and the reason I use Streamlabs is if I use the YouTube app, the resolution's bad, and we have problems with the YouTube app. I spoke to representatives of YouTube. I said, I would love to use your YouTube app to live stream because I could see, and they gave me no advice. I was like, I'm using Streamlabs, is there a way I can use the YouTube app to avoid, and that's why you're seeing, you know, when because I have to use Streamlabs for resolution, the live keeps going, and you know I'm not the most technically savvy person. I wasted a bunch of time this morning trying to figure out a technical issue I was having with TikTok this morning, which threw off my live. I had 450 people watching. It was building up to the bean. Usually we get to the bean, it can build up to 1,000 people. And, you know, the more people come in, then people want to join in and do like a split screen or a battle, because the more exposure, and this is why I hate TikTok. I hate TikTok so much. And they just want to do a battle so that more people will spend money to win the battle. And I shouldn't use the word hate so much, because I'm not a hateful person. I'm frustrated. I'm strongly frustrated with they always do the gamification of live streaming. I reject all that. I just want to do what we do, where we communicate. I show the city and people can watch it, but they're always coming up with these things where they force you to dance or sell something on TikTok Shop, and it just ruins it for me. And I'm losing my mind. Here's the columns here. And thanks for understanding my passion. I'm not angry, I'm just passionate. I'm an artist. Talk to Chris. I flip out over things that no one else will flip out on. And no wonder I'm single. Here's I deserve it. Here's the Cancer Survivors Plaza. And that's where the Lakeshore Drive used to come through here. Sometimes I can be emotionally drained after I live stream, because I'm an introvert. So I enjoy people that get value out of this content. We have a great community, but I'm losing energy the entire time I'm doing this. But I'm still motivated to do it. See, look, watch this. See if they're going to run me over here. I know you're going to speed up and try to run me over. Here's they can run over the person behind me. Here's let's check out the sculpture here. Thanks, CJ's mom. Thanks for understanding. Thanks for. I know people. It's overwhelming. It overwhelms my synapses, because I think what it is, TikTok, when you get 400, 500, 600, which is great, it's a good problem to have. Once you get to 1,000, the comments are just scrolling all so fast that you can't react to it. It builds me up into a frenzy. And it's just the nature of the stress of walking the city, and everybody knows I'm a live streamer and hear me talking loud. And I talk louder, and then they're looking at me and they think I'm ice, and you know, it freaks me out and I get overwhelmed. But here's this dome, the big dome with the pool in it. So hey, let's get to the river. Maybe we can get over to the lake for a second. Yeah, the AI authentication. Yeah, I know what you mean there. You know, that's why I think one Gold Nubian, or you said it, CJ, or somebody said it, CJ's mom, that they don't allow us to opt out of the AI. That's just unfair. They're ramming AI down our throats, whether we like it or not, because it's so profitable. And who else is thinking AI is going to come back to haunt us? Like, well, someday we'll regret. I want like a massive populace uprising to AI, and the corporate masters that are forcing it down our throats, we'll put them in AI jail or something. We'll just we'll force them to live with robots. Here's so hey, this is Lakeshore East, and yeah, there's a Mariano's over there. I'm just getting tired. I never really got caught up on my sleep once we got back from New Orleans, went back to work. We went down to the south side. Ernie and I walked like 20 miles yesterday. We covered a lot of ground, and I'm just exhausted is all it is. And when I get exhausted, I get cranky. I need to, you know, and then, you know, I'm glad Ernie's covering the, and other people are covering the soccer match tomorrow. Sunday, I would like nothing but better just to lay on the couch, but I want to film the Polar Plunge, and I want to film the New Year's parade in Chinatown. Here's the playground. Here's the great lawn here at the park at Lakeshore East here. And there's the Aeon, St. Aqua. That's the St. Regis. Jeannie Gang. Yeah, I need to go to the movies. Well, I don't go to the movies, I watch movies, you know. I'm not an AMC fan of their stock. Remember when AMC was like a big meme stock? Look at their stock now. It's like $2 a share. And people thought that they could retire on just buying AMC stock. Isn't that nice? Here's, I guess I'm just as bad waiting for the stock market to crash. Here's, yeah, we'll head over this way. That was the last straw. Nah, we're introverts. Yeah, I'm an introvert. That's why, you know, you know, people think, you know, I know people secretly feel sorry for me because I'm single. I enjoy being single. I think for my temperament, I am better off being single, and I think, you know, it's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. I enjoy being by myself, you know, and I've dated a lot of people over my life, and positive, negatives, everything. There's positives to being in a committed relationship. It's a great state to be in if you can find the right person, you know. But I'm also okay with being single, and there's people that are used to be married, now they're divorced, and they're fine too. They're fine with being single. Gave it a try. It didn't work. Look at who else watches Waffle House Music? Does anybody watch Waffle House Music? She's from Chicago. She lives in the West Loop, and like me, she's a transplant. She didn't grow up in Chicago. She has a Southern accent, but she lives in the West Loop. She lives in the city with her daughter and her dog, and she's always live streaming. She's got a lot of followers. Waffle House Music will promote her. Hey, they got a car. They towed the car. Here's where they towed the car. So this is the lowest level of whacker. There's 3 levels of whacker driving. We're at the bottom here, and here they're giving it a jump there. Here's the tow trucks, and here's the underneath of Whacker Drive, Chicago, Illinois, United States, America, planet Earth. We'll check out the Chicago River. Yeah, we're all introverts. I'm glad, you know, that we could find a way to be social on the social interwebs here, you know. Hey, they're climbing on the playground equipment here. There's the submarine memorial. Hey, let's check out this 400 Lakeshore 1236. Yeah. Antisocial extrovert. There you go. Butthead, is there another one of your friends? His name Beavis? That would be awesome. Here's hey, look at that view. There, looking up McClurg Court, Skyscraper Canyon there in Streeterville. So here, let's head there. We'll check out the 400 North Lakeshore. Yeah, it's not worth it. Oh no. Sorry, I didn't mean to film that. I just saw that. I know that probably made people sick there. So here, let's people are jogging here. Yeah, they provoke us on purpose. Like some people, there's another woman that does amazing on Instagram. I forget her name, but she does like rapping and like musical montages and I think she does voices for anime, like video games, you know. And she was like, you might be arguing with someone that has a humiliation fetish where they get off on humiliating people. Like this happens to women all the time. So people say degrading stuff in the comments because they're literally sexually gratifying themselves while they're making the comments. This goes on in social media because people are just weird, you know, and she's encountered that. And how do you deal with that? You know, how do you deal with that when that's what they're doing it on purpose because they're getting sexual gratification on degrading you, and social media makes it possible. And you know, people get bashed. LGBTQ people get bashed this way too. Minorities, people are getting off on it. They gives them power, you know. But the thing is, the key, and that's what I need to learn. Don't let them have power over you. We control our own mental state. I need to be responsible for my own mental state and calm myself down so I don't get everybody else worked up. And that's my struggle, and we're working on it. So here's the Chicago River. Here's the 400 North Lakeshore. Yeah, we'll start seeing some boats. We already started seeing some boats. We saw some boats on Tuesday. I posted that rerun. Remember, we talked with Dorita, the artist, and I'll show him next time I talk to him. I'm like, you're on Google now. You're on YouTube. He is on Google. I'll tell Dorita he's got some wonderful articles. So I guess Dorita, he came from Romania, and then he lived in Italy, and then he lived in the United States. And he's been at that location for 20 years, and he's an artist, and he's got a big Wikipedia article. He's on Google, he's on Wikipedia. Search Dorita Wikipedia. He has a huge Wikipedia article about his artwork. And we talked with him. He's always there. He showed us some of his latest works. It was great. So yeah, we'll check out Lake Michigan by the Coast Guard, and then we'll cross back and head back to Michigan Avenue. Be yourself. Yeah. Ambivert. What's an ambivert? Can you explain what that is? Thanks. I'm interested in that. That's interesting. I'll look that up. Ambivert. I didn't know that. I see, you taught me something new. See, I don't know everything. We were talking to Fred this morning. I'm like, Fred, the more I learn, the more I realize I don't know. And I'm glad we know stuff. I can remember some things, but my brain leaks. I get things wrong. Here's the Fred A. Bussey. Here's the fireboat. There's Navy Pier off in the distance. Yeah, DeSable Lakeshore Drive. Fred A. Bussey. There it is. So here, let's head across this bridge. Let's check out this tower here. We'll see it from the Ogden Slip. There's Lake Michigan. There's the Coast Guard station. Well, this is the mouth of the Chicago River. And here, we'll head back through here. Actually, since we're on this side, no, let's go this way. We better go this way. Ambivert is someone that can be extroverted when necessary and fine being an introvert. I think that's it. Thanks, Peace, Elisa. That's a good way to be, because you're right. People have called me on my bullshit before. They're like, this guy doesn't have social anxiety. But I do. But I found a way to overcome it, and live streaming helps me overcome it. Because me having the camera here, I have a game. I have something that I'm doing besides just being a creepy man trying to talk to person. I'm actually filming the city scenes, and I got a channel. And people can have a platform to talk about the city, talk about current events. We saw, important historical things like Reverend Jesse Jackson's funeral, and we film historic sites. I'm almost like a journalist now at this point. Here's look at that. And when WGN's laying off staff, we need more journalists, because the old media is dying, and this is the new media. We're finding a way to use it. Hey, Chicago, Illinois. We'll cross the Chicago River here. We got 60 degrees. It's getting really close to 60 degrees. I'm breaking out in the sweat here. We got 12:42. You have some extroverted tendencies and introverted. Yeah, so I'm split between the two. That's it. I think you're on to something. I think you guys are ready. See, you guys know me better than I know myself. So hey, there's the St. Regis, Trump Tower, Streeterville. This is the 400 North Lakeshore residential development. Nearing the top, over 700 feet tall, 70 some stories. The taller of the two towers. They started construction over a year ago. We remember when that was a hole in the ground. This is the former Calatrava Spire site. That didn't go through, obviously, and they're building two new towers here. And they use the foundation of the Calatrava site for this building. Yeah, see Jessica. Neurodiversity. We're all masking our behavior. Yeah, we all play a game. It's the mask. We're all wearing makeup to hide behind our personas. So here we got, welcome to Chicago, welcome to 400 North Lakeshore Development. We have February the 27th, 2026. It's nearing, they're almost topping out. They're getting tall. It's over 70 stories tall now at this point. We're giving updates. And here we're at Lower Lakeshore Drive, DeSable Lakeshore Drive, at the Chicago River, just north of it. You see there's the Chicago River right there. Look at the Trump Tower. Navy Pier is right there. If you look through the, there's the Ferris wheel, Navy Pier. Ernie's already looking forward to the fireworks schedule. Hey, you are Fred. How you doing there? Why are Fred? Life psychology. You suffer panic attacks? Yeah, panic attacks. I can relate. I can relate. That's not a fun thing to go through. We all have anxieties and hey, look at this. The crane operator. There's somebody up in that crane. Look at this plane. It's amazing these planes fly these close to these buildings. But it's way above it. It just looks closer than it is. There's see, eventually there's going to be a second tower there. I think they're going to wait till this is completely finished. There might be a delay until they start that one, until they sell all these first or rent them out. They're going to be luxury rentals with some market rate, but good luck getting an affordable one. There's only some that are reserved. You got to meet the qualifications. Be considered as a candidate. Panic attacks. Yeah, it happens. It catches you off guard. It could be like just the room's too hot, or you get claustrophobic, or there's too many people in the room and it's loud, or sometimes I get that feeling on rock concerts. You feel like you're going to be trapped in the crowd. You know, it's just the way it is. But here, look at that nice view to the St. Regis. Let's see if we can get this thing. So we'll go down the Ogden Slip there. Yvonne, okay, Yvonne, how you doing there, Yvonne? Thanks for tuning in there. On point, peace, Lisa. So what I'm going to try doing starting next week is we'll experiment with going live on TikTok in the morning, and then lunchtime will of course always be on YouTube. We always do always have done the lunch on YouTube, and then I'll figure out if I'm going to do the evening on TikTok or YouTube. Probably YouTube, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes with the mornings. I found a way to turn off. I realized what I was doing wrong. It was my own fault. I was accidentally tapping a button for the multi. But I think if you have it checked, I found a way to uncheck it. People could just like join for like the split screen without, you know, like if they just wanted to join, then I would be in that little screen with all the boxes there, and I couldn't figure out how to get out of it because you got to click that off. They don't make it easy because they want people to do that, because it makes it more lucrative for the company. They keep steering in ways that forces people to guilt them into getting gifts like the battles. I don't like the battles. But there. Look at, there's a bunch of garbage. There's a bunch of garbage in that blew off from the construction site. So here's the 400 North Lakeshore. Again, we got February the 27th, 2026. We're by the Ogden Slip, Lakeshore Drive. It's nearing completion, 70 stories plus. We'll head down the Ogden Slip. Let me get this video ready of Dorito. If we happen to see him, I'll say, hey, you're already on Google, you're already on YouTube. We already posted a video. YouTube, my channel, shorts. There he is, Dorita. See, look, there's Dorita right there. He's already on YouTube and Google. You can click on it there. It shows his artwork. We're gonna go right by there. I posted Ernie and I going to Rainbow Push Coalition, Jesse Jackson. You can find that on YouTube and TikTok. So here, Innisfree, We got the tour boats here. So this is the August Flip, Chicago, Illinois. We got a 55 to 60 degree day, very pleasant. Yeah. It's good to be honest, but yeah, sometimes the truth hurts, beast Lisa. That's why so many people are two-faced, because they tell people what they want to hear and stroke their egos. You can be Machiavellian. You and I are too honest. We don't play those games because we got that Midwestern realism where we're just like, don't put on airs, just be yourself. But some people, they don't like it that, because they feel trapped in their own personas. Here, Dorita Fine Art here. We checked him out here. There he is, and there he is right there. See, he's working on his new work of art right there. I'll talk to him later. I'll let him be there. I don't want to disturb the poor guy. He's a great guy. And here, I got to get back to work anyway. The Island of Misfits. Yeah, I'll tell that to Chris. We're the Islands of Misfits. That's it. You're right. We're the unwanted toys that no kids want to play with. That's from the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer claymation. Remember, we filmed those at Christmas time. They had some life-size displays at the R.R. Donnelly building, the Indomitable Snowman and Cornelius Yukon and Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. They went to the North Pole. They went to the island of unloved toys or unwanted toys. The Misfits toys. They were a bunch of punks. Don't feed the birds. Don't feed the birds. But hey, thanks to everybody that helped me out this morning. People gave me good advice here. So, yeah, we're silly. Thank you. Yeah, we're all silly here. We'll do the silly walks. So we got 10 minutes to get back to Michigan Avenue. We'll try to walk across the bridge. Here's the Winners Jazz Club. We went past it. And there's the pizza joint there. Robert's Pizza. Here's Target. Yeah, I gotta say no. You gotta learn to say no. You gotta pick your battles. I gotta follow my own advice. So here we're at Illinois Street and this McClure Court? Yeah, it's McClure Court. Yeah, McClure Court and Illinois Street, Streeterville. So this is all housing. This is all housing. And that's why I said, if you're gonna live in Streeterville, like people are afraid to 400 Lakeshore over there says too much density. Look at all this density. I mean, you live in a neighborhood of skyscrapers. You really don't expect a skyscraper to be built next to you. You know, it's blocking my view. Okay. The worst Target. Yeah, it used to be something else. It was a different brand of store, and then Target took it over. It's kind of laid out weird. Yeah, I don't usually go to it, because if I go to a Target, I'll go to the Louis Sullivan Gothic Target. I go to the one on State Street. They got grocery stores. Ken's goes to that one as well. I think that's her grocery store. And here, uncork it. Souvenir City. Hey, you get the bean, get all the little paperweights. Yeah, look at that. Souvenir City. Hey, they got the St. Patrick's Day. You get your St. Patrick's Day swag. Who's getting ready for St. Patrick's Day in Chicago? Yeah, we're getting to tie the River Green. Here's the AMC theaters here. Illinois Street, Streeterville, Chicago. It's an awful layout. Yeah, don't go into it. Yeah, it's all messed up. Well, it's because they use that. There's a big long warehouse there, so it's adaptive reuse. Keep it interesting. Yeah, we need some drama in our life. I create the drama. No drama, mama. So, K-Pops. A film by Anderson Park, or P-A-A-K, Anderson.Pack. This is the AMC movie theater, Illinois Street, Chicago, Illinois. Hey, we got this nice view, the Tribune Tower. Yeah, we'll head right over there. They had the interns design the layout. Yeah, they could have did better than they did. I agree. So they're losing business because of their poor layout. That's what they get. So here we'll head across. Yeah, let's see if we can get across here. I'm trying to save time. I don't want to wait for this light. Hey, I'm jogging, and 60-degree weather here. This is Fairbanks is that way. This is Columbus Drive. We crossed it. The Millennium Park. We'll head up these stairs. We'll go right over to the Tribune and Wrigley and Trump Tower there. Head back to work. Baseball. Yeah, let's hope springs eternal for White Sox and Cubs fans. Yeah. At least that's the ironic thing about Chicago. We got two very historic and storied baseball teams that always let us down. They find a new way to let us down every time. Isn't that great? But hey, at least it's something to do. America's pastime. Spring training. Go to Arizona. Some people have told me they've been going to some of the spring training games already. Savannah Bananas coming to Nebraska. 90,000 seat football field. Wow, that's huge. They're gonna fill up the Nebraska football stadium for that. That's amazing. Well, hey, let's check that out. Give me a full report there. Yeah, the beauty of the history of the city. That's good. Yeah, you got it. KQDQ. You're right. You gotta walk. You gotta walk on the streets. Get the pedestrian view, especially for the architecture, like this. What we saw yesterday. Close-up facades. We went by Louis Armstrong's house. We went by historically. Went by the Marx Brothers' house. We went by the guy that wrote Native Son, and we went by Michelle and Barack Obama's residence. It still has Secret Service protection, but it's scaled back from what it was. They made it a cul-de-sac, and one year we went by it on President's Day. So here, we'll head through here. Here's the look at that. Hey, ride the divvy bike, very nice. Here's the park. Yeah, Chicago has a soccer team. Chicago has several soccer teams. The most notable being the Chicago Fire Men's Club. Here, let me. There's some minor league soccer clubs. Let's see all the soccer clubs in Chicago. That's a good question. I should know this. So we got the Chicago Fire FC. Okay, what else we got? What soccer teams are in Chicago? So we got the Chicago Stars FC. We got women's soccer, Chicago Stars, Chicago City SC, and we got the Chicago Fire, which is Major League Soccer. And then we got the Paris Saint-Germain Academy, Chicago. And then I'm sure, you know, there's probably college teams and stuff like this. Here's the NBC Tower here in Chicago. Here's this little greenhouse. We saw this earlier. Hey, the taco trucks. It's tacos. And there's the Tribune Tower. Set across here. That car was going really fast. They got places to go. There, Bulls fans. Very nice. So here we'll head right through Pioneer Plaza. We'll go by the Museum of Ice Cream. And we'll head back to Michigan Avenue. We'll go across the Chicago River. Look how the Wrigley building emerges here with the Tribune Tower and the Trump Tower in the background. So again, a beautiful 60-degree day. This is the third 60-degree day we've had in February. Very warm, record-breaking February. So get out there and enjoy it. Happy Friday from Chicago. There's the Optimus Signature. There's some people at the ice cream place there. There's some live music. There's a lot of street performers out today. When we walk across the bridge, there'll probably be a lot of people selling street vendors and things like that. Have a great rest of your day there. Thanks for tuning in there. And thanks for telling me your name there. That's good. DePaul Blue Demons, Chicago Maroons, Chicago City SC. That's good. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. Thanks, Peace Alicia, for the good information. Look, they're towing a bus. They're towing a bus in front of the Wrigley building. All that other bus went away. So, welcome to Chicago. Welcome to Michigan Avenue. They're towing a bus. How often do you see them tow a bus? So a bus broke down, and they're towing it up Michigan Avenue. That's a heavy-duty tow truck. towing a CTA bus up Michigan Avenue. There it goes. See, scenes of the city. That's what we call it here. Just scenes of daily life. People taking pictures in front of the Wrigley building, walking, jackets off. 60-degree day. Everybody's got their jackets off. See, they're doing a 360 there. Very nice. There's the Wrigley building, Trump Tower. Here's where Bob Newhart worked. And here we got this beautiful view of the vintage skyscrapers here. Yeah, the beauty of the city. Hey, they got violinist over there. I'll let you listen to some music here. I'll stop talking. Nah, give her some money. Oh, is it cello? Is that a cello? I can't tell. Okay, oh, it's a viola. Oh, it's in the way. It's a viola. What is that? I can't get a beat on it. There's so much traffic in the way. No, it's not worth it. Okay, good. So sorry about this here. Let's just head across the bridge here. There's too much stuff in the way. How cool. So here's the Chicago River. Yeah, people are getting on the architecture tour boat. Hey, it just launched. So let's sit here and let's just enjoy the moment. Here we got February the 27th, 2026. No, it's heading into the shore. So it just returned. There's a fully loaded architectural tour boat. People sitting outside in February on a 60-degree day. The wind's starting to pick up. It's starting to get cloudy. I'm on the wrong side of the stream here. Here, we'll cut across here. Here we go. Oh yeah, so many people tune in to see these buildings here. These four vintage 1920s skyscrapers that bookend this bridge. The Wrigley building, the Tribune Tower with the Intercontinental and the John Hancock body. There's the Trump Tower. And then that's historically the London Guarantee building there, London Insurance Company. Now it's the London House Hotel, and this is the 333 North Michigan Art Deco skyscraper. There's Marina Towers. Hey, right in the... There's the Chicago River looking towards the lake. See, we were over there. And yeah, we'll... Hey, we're doing good there. How you doing there, Anu Pomti? Thanks for tuning in. Hey, the babies are out in strollers. They're selling the little trolls there. Look how crowded it's getting. We can't even get through here. It's all the bottleneck. So you buy something. You must buy something. I'm just gonna try to get across here. It's really crowded. They know the vendors know the exact point where they can block traffic and cause a backup here. Here's the Wrigley building, the Tribune Tower, looking up Michigan Avenue, the Stable Michigan Avenue Bridge. 1:03 in the PM. So look at all the people getting off the boat. Here we go. There's Linnea. There we go. Here's a classic scene of Chicago. Here's Linnea coming through underneath the DeSable Michigan Avenue Bridge. We got February the 27th, 2026. What a beautiful day. 60 degrees. We went over to the Ogden Slip, and hey, that boat's unloading there, heading back. Here we'll cross the street here and we'll head back to work. So we'll see you tonight. We'll see you tonight on I'll figure out if I'm gonna do TikTok or YouTube. I'll send a message either way. And thanks, mods. Thanks for understanding. I might experiment again with TikTok to make sure I got the the thing, I clicked off the button, so hopefully I won't get into that screen where I don't know how to get out of it, because it threw me off. I was on a roll. I had 450 people and I was like, duh, 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 duh. And then I ended up, and it totally threw me off, and then I was in a bad mood because I have horrible self-control. And hey, there's Benny the Bull. Oh, that bus is in the way. So you take your picture there with the old time camera to put your old time photo right there. Motorcycles. We're gonna hear a lot of motorcycles tonight. That's why I imagine that guy we saw walking to work where he was yelling at me for talking so loud. There's gonna be a bunch of motorcycles outside his house all weekend. I'm sure he's gonna be so angry because they're keeping him up, all the motorcycles with their loud stereos, and live streamers like me talking too early in the morning, waking him up. I understand his frustrations. He just didn't like me. Like, okay, I don't like you either. What are you gonna do about it? I'm gonna sue you. I'm gonna call the cops. Yeah, go ahead and call the cops on me, Mr. Karen. Thanks, Grandma's Corner. Yeah, I sent a message this morning. I sent a message to TikTok and I sent a message to YouTube. And the reason I went on, one of the reasons I went on TikTok this morning, we're having technical difficulties with YouTube, and that's why I was talking with him. And this Gemini, who's huge, he was having technical difficulties too. So I realized I got to have TikTok as a backup because we might be having problems with YouTube now. And here's the Pendry, the Carbide and Carbon building. We'll head across here. Hey, here's the trumpeter. Here's the trumpeter here. Yeah, he's back. See, the good weather brings out all the street performers. We'll walk up Michigan Avenue tonight and we'll see all the street performers here. This is nice. Hey, the street vendors are out, people riding bikes. So hey, get out there, enjoy it. 60 degrees here, February the 27th, 2026. Have a great day, everybody. 106. Thanks, mods, everybody else. Thanks for calming me down, keeping me calm and collective here. And we'll see you after 5 o'clock tonight. I'll send a message to everybody. Thanks, Grandma's Corner. And sorry, you know, you didn't miss much. We just walked in like we normally do. And there's the Hazel Johnson mural of social justice. Check out the reruns. I want to post a bunch of reruns from the south side. I got the Jesse Jackson memorial there, at least the outside of it. And we'll catch you later here from Chicago. Have a great rest of your Friday. Appreciate everybody. Thanks a lot. All right, bye. See you later. Thanks a lot. Thanks, Peace, Lisa. Everybody else. One Gold Nubian, Grandma's Corner. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you later.